We are back in the pit today, you awesome geeks. A new shop is opening its doors, a place where droids get repaired, sold, and sent back into the streets of our insanely huge Star Wars diorama display project. So stick around because we're going to scratch build the entire project in true building something out of nothing fashion. That's coming up.
Well, this is the last large piece of the coffee maker. It's been an ongoing thing here, right? The coffee maker parts. This has a couple of interesting aspects to it. And although I was going to 3D print the next part of our pit build, I think we're going to use this in some interesting form. And the next area that I want to work on is the back corner here. And I think this might work really well back here. I think we can do some sort of, I don't know, some little market space. We can build up a bunch of rock around the backside and completely tie in this entire area.
One of the most time-intensive processes in this project is the rock formation. It's a ton of foam and a lot of techniques that need to be implemented in creating the rock cliffs. What's crazy is the amount that will be needed for all the underground aspects of this massive build that you haven't even seen yet. So I'm really trying my best to improve my techniques of sculpting the foam and creating believable rock features. Hopefully as I improve, we can achieve some great looking cliff faces and unique designs carved out of this foam.
A little trouble forming my rocks around this piece here. So what I did was I got a bigger chunk of foam and then cut the shape out here so we can have it fit in there a little better. Now we're just gonna take and sculpt some of the rock formation here.
The more I work on the pit, the more excited I get about this project. I love room builds, prop builds, costumes, and all those other types of things, but there is something about the world building here that has my brain running at light speed. If I could crack open my head and show you all the ideas swirling around in there for this city, it would blow you away. This build is unique, it's massive, and it's our hope that no matter what scale you're working in, whether it's a full room build, an epic prop, or your own tabletop diorama, these pit builds will spark inspiration. But hey, what about you? Are you enjoying the journey into the pit? Let us know in the comments and tell us what kind of world building techniques and aspects you'd like to see us tackle next.
Now, before we do any painting on the rocks, we need to deal with our coffee maker friend down here. So, for this piece, we've got what I will call the door here. So we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do. Either cut in the foam or actually just put in a door. And then I think for this area here, I think what we'll do is cut this out We've got an internal section here, so if we cut this out, we can then dress up this inside. We're going to take this, and I think we'll create an elevator to get from here to the top. Because what I have done is I've taken advantage of the 3D printer, and I modeled up a quick patio, if you will. So here's the frame, and it's going to sit up top like so. And then our rock structure goes like this, and then the patio sits in this notch.
Styrene. If there's a better material for scratch building out there, you'd be hard-pressed to convince me. We've shown in the past what a versatile material this is, and more specifically, how easy it is to work with. I'm telling you, an afternoon with some styrene, a can of Weld-On 3, and some model parts might be one of the best afternoons you've spent. This is a perfect time in the build to give our Patreon members a well-deserved call out. When you see a new project from us, I can promise you that our awesome Smugglers Guild members are the reason we're able to deliver it to you. If you'd like to see us produce more content, see what we are working on in the background, as well as other perks of the community, consider joining us. You'll find links in the description below, and we thank each and every one of you awesome supporters.
Now, I love working with the styrene and kit bashing with all kinds of different model parts. Also, really enjoy modeling my own designs and then 3D printing. And I'm going to be able to use that in conjunction with the kit bashing. When you're building like this, there's all kinds of different tools that we have available, all kinds of different techniques you can use, and there's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of both. And then we'll do some more with the model parts. Before I go much further, I need to get the patio installed. So what I'm going to do is use this small block of plywood. You're never going to see it. And then I've got the patio and I can position it in place here. And now we got a little test fit there in the corner. I might have to put a little styrene on plywood to hide it, but I think that'll work. So I did just some simple panelization, giving it the idea that it just scrapped together on the exterior. We've got some details on the inside so that when you're looking in from this direction, you can actually get a little bit of detail inside the structure. First thing I want to do is show you some other benefits from the resin 3D printer. So I've printed various astromech struts. I've also printed out a few bodies, printed out several different types of domes. If this is going to be a droid plus a repair shop, they'd have several of these things on hand. What I've got here is 46 gauge guitar string. I drilled a small hole and ran the string through it. We're going to take a sheet of styrene and I'm going to glue it in place, and then I can take this string and run it up through the styrene and give it something to hang on to. This is the 11 gauge guitar strings, and that happens to fit with the scaled down version of these struts. And at the very end there's a little hole, but I can use that to then hang the struts. I tied a knot with a guitar string on a small droid lake. Just another day in the smuggler's room. Okay, come in here. Just like a Christmas tree. Just trying to give you a little better look. You can see the three of them hanging in there. Once we get everything painted and lit up, those should stand out a little bit more. So we've reached the point where it's time to start getting some paint down on this. What I'm gonna do is mask the inside, and then we'll give this a coat. All right, paint booth time. Makeup brushes. Let me tell you, makeup brushes. Time to paint some very small droids, and I will tell you right now, a miniature painter I am not. A decent coat of paint down. It's not my finest work, but that's okay. Well, I thought I was recording this, but I wasn't. So I went in there with a little oil wash here, going in and just adding a little bit of that to these panels, and then we'll let that dry, and then we can clean up a little bit more if we need to.
You can clearly see that this corner is far from finished. The rocks haven't been painted or treated, the patio level has tons of detail yet to come, the door on the Droid Shop isn't on, the electronics aren't installed, and I have a very cool plan for a shop sign that I'm almost finished designing. With this project, one thing is for sure, the details are never ending. So if you want to see what we do next, make sure you're subscribed, and if you've made it this far, hit the like button for us. And we'll see you the next time we build something out of nothing.